Nestled in the affluent neighborhoods of New Canaan, Connecticut, lived Jennifer Dulos, a loving mother of 5, a talented writer, and a woman whose life seemed picture-perfect. But behind the facade of her idyllic life lay secrets and conflicts that would lead to a mystery shaking the nation. Jennifer was a doting mother, deeply involved in her children's lives. But on May 24, 2019, everything changed. Jennifer disappeared without a trace, leaving her family, friends, and an entire community devastated. On the morning of her disappearance, Jennifer was last seen dropping her children off at school. What unfolded next would become one of the most chilling cases in recent memory. When Jennifer failed to show up for appointments later that day, her friends and family became worried. Police were called and an investigation was launched. What they found sent shockwaves through the community. Fotis died by suicide in January 2020. Troconis was convicted of the 6 charges against her in March 2024 and sentenced to 141 years in prison in May. Mulhiney is awaiting trial. Jennifer and Fotis were in the midst of a contentious divorce and child custody proceedings. Police believe Fotis lay in wait for Jennifer, attacking her when she returned home after dropping her children off at school. In the evening, he and Troconis drove to Hartford to dispose of garbage bags containing items with Jennifer's blood on them. Police further alleged that Mulhiney conspired with Fotis and Troconis. In her divorce filings, Jennifer wrote, "I know that filing for divorce and filing this motion will enrage him. I know he will retaliate by trying to harm me in some way." She also stated she believed he was having an affair with his colleague, Michelle Troconis, a native of Venezuela. After finding out about the affair, Jennifer moved out of their home, and Michelle and her daughter from a prior relationship moved in. Michelle was not married to the father, a former Olympic skier from Argentina. At the time of her death, Fotis Dulos was effectively broke. Jennifer also alleged that Fotis had threatened to kidnap their children if she did not agree to his terms in the divorce settlement, and that he had bought a gun that year. Fotis denied making threats and claimed he bought the gun legally for home security. 15. Both parents filed numerous motions claiming that the other was disparaging them. Detectives discovered evidence of a violent struggle in Jennifer's garage. Blood stains matching her DNA were found, but Jennifer herself was missing. The investigation turned to her estranged husband, Fotis Dulos, and his girlfriend, Michelle Troconis. Jennifer and Fotis had been embroiled in a contentious divorce and custody battle for over 2 years. In court filings, Jennifer described Fotis as controlling and feared for her safety. Despite her concerns, Fotis denied any wrongdoing and maintained his innocence. As authorities searched for Jennifer, a trail of evidence began to emerge. Surveillance footage captured Fotis and Michelle disposing of garbage bags on the night of Jennifer's disappearance. These bags contained items stained with Jennifer's blood. Fotis was charged with Jennifer's murder, and Michelle faced charges of tampering with evidence. However, both denied their involvement. The disappearance of Jennifer Dulos not only left her children motherless, but also devastated her loved ones. Her family continues to advocate for justice while keeping her memory alive. In January 2020, Fotis was found unresponsive at his home after an apparent suicide attempt. He later died in the hospital. In a note left behind, he maintained his innocence, leaving unanswered questions and a void in the pursuit of justice. To this day, Jennifer's body has never been found. Her loved ones continue to seek closure and honor her legacy through advocacy and awareness. Undergo hyperbaric oxygen therapy. While at the hospital, Fotis' children who were still living with their grandmother visited their father. It was the first time they saw their father after he was accused of murdering Jennifer, a suicide. Note was found by the police in Fotis. He had written that he was not ready to spend an hour in jail over something he knew nothing about. On January 30, 2020, Fotis was confirmed dead by the Jacoba Medical Center after Fotis' death. The police report released showed that Fotis's last girlfriend, Anna Curry, claimed that she had been with him on the day of his emergency hearing. She told the police that she and Fotis had planned to drive to the court together. However, Fotis told her he would prefer that they go separately. Curry admitted that she had been terrified when Fotis' attorney had called her to ask why Fotis was not in court. She had been driving at the time, and she had told him that Fotis should have been in court, to which the attorney replied that Fotis's DPS trackers showed that he was still in his Farmington home. Curry immediately knew that Fotis had done something to harm herself, and she asked the attorney to call 911. After Fotis's demise, the murder charges against him were dropped on March 3, 2020. A judge passed a no LPR request to the prosecutors. Fotis Dulos was not acquitted of the charges against them, but the case could not continue as she was dead. No LPR is an acknowledgement of that fact. However, it provides the prosecutor with a year to refile the case, or it is permanently dismissed during the hearing. Fotis Dulos' attorney expressed his interest in clearing his client's name. Norm Pattis believed that Fotis had been framed. He argued that whoever framed Fotis had dumped the bloodied clothes and other incriminating items the police found in front of Fess's front porch. Fotis in turn had innocently set how to dispose of them. Hence the surveillance footage. The police had found Pattis requested to substitute Fotis' estate as the defendant. However, Pat's request has not been considered since Michelle Trenush had been put on house arrest after she had been accused of conspiring to murder Jennifer Dulos. However, there had not been any significant progress on her case. As the COVID pandemic had put the case on hold, Tris' lawyer, John Sean Honan, in an interview, had confessed that there had not been even the slowest progress on Michelle Tris's case. However, she was scheduled to appear in court on August 6, 2020, while Doug Lemany was to appear on June. Two days later, Jennifer's mother filed for custody of the 5 children, and they have been in the care of their grandmother and their nanny since. On November 7, 2020, state police charged Fotis Dulos with felony murder, and kidnapping, and they charged Troconis with conspiracy to commit murder. Both denied the charges. 3 weeks later, Fotis died. Farmington police responded to his home because he didn't show up for a court appearance in Stamford earlier that day, and found him in medical distress. They said he had attempted to take his life. The story of Jennifer Dulos is a somber reminder of the darkness that can lurk behind closed doors. Her legacy inspires us to speak out and stand against violence.